Jonesies, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to talk to you about a hotel that I stayed at in 2017 and the difference it made from 2017 to 2020 when I went back to stay there again. And I'm going to be real, I'm going to be honest, I'm going to tell you the truth, because as I look at reviews, they feel the same way I feel. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that hotel has changed tremendously. It's nothing like it used to be when it was first built there. Now, you're going to hear some outside noise because I have my windows open, but that's okay. But we're going to get into this review. Now, the hotel that I'm talking about is called Hotel 95 and is located on 95th Street in Queens, in Jamaica, Queens. Now, the hotel, when it was first built, we went back to New York in 2017 for the Halloween parade and some other stuff that we was going to see family and everything. And we went back there for that. And I looked online because when I search for hotels, I have to, make sure they're good, give call, make sure it's nice, make sure everything they're saying on this website, I call to make sure it's true. And it's a gamble. It really is a gamble when you are searching for hotels. And this hotel was in a perfect location because it was near the airport, JFK, and it was near the Sufton Boulevard train station where the Long Island Railroad is, the J train and the E train is there as well. The buses are all over the place, so it was in a great spot. So I went ahead and I booked our room. This is in 2017. So I went ahead and booked our room, and the price that we paid for those days, it was pretty good. So I was like, okay. So when we got there, we were like, oh, this is really nice. It smelled clean. It was fresh. We stayed there, and she's a YouTuber. Her name is Sister D. She booked her room there because we were all going to the Halloween parade in the village together. So she booked her room there. Her room was upstairs from ours. We were on the 4th floor, and I think she was on the 6th floor. She was the 5th or the 6th floor, I think. She was a room. She was above us, but not directly above us. But, she was upstairs from us. They had breakfast there. The breakfast was awesome. The breakfast room was really nice downstairs. The rooms were clean. The sheets and the blankets were nice. But what I do when I'm traveling, I bring my own stuff. I get like old sheets that I know I'm not going to be using anymore after I take it out the house. I bring my own sheets and I lay my sheets on top of what they have. I don't care how clean it is. That's my thing. That's what I do. I lay my sheets on top of the bed where I'm going to be sleeping. I bring my own pillows and everything like that. So I just don't trust some of these hotels, because years ago I stayed in a hotel and I got bit up like crazy with bed bugs. So I'm very particular, and I make sure I bring stuff to clean the tub and the shower area and the bathroom before I use it. It may sound weird to you. It may sound like I'm OCD, but that's how I am. So when I pack for a trip, I make sure I put everything that I need in here to clean the bathroom or to clean the room that I'm staying in, and I pack old sheets because I know that once I leave that hotel, I'm going to throw those sheets away and I'm not going to bring them back. So yes, maybe one day I'll do like a whole little pack with me thing. But anyway, getting back to the hotel. So I thought the location was really good. It was nice. We got there. It was in a good spot. Okay, it didn't seem like anything was wrong. Hey, I'm from New York, okay? So I'm from Brooklyn and I lived in Queens. So I was familiar with the area. So it was nothing really bad about it. So we had a great stay. Now, fast forward to 2020. We went back to New York, for not so great reasons. And we stayed there a few days. Well, we stayed in New York. I think we got there a day before we were supposed to get there. And just to get some rest. We went to go visit his mom, my mother-in-law. And then we went back to the hotel room. When we got to the hotel room, we couldn't believe we was at the same hotel that we stayed at 3 years ago. Now, we noticed there was some weird activity going on. Okay. We walked in. The lobby is dirty. And I'm like, oh God, please, please, let our rooms be clean or be decent at least. And there was a policeman inside the building. And this wasn't like this 3 years ago. So when you see stuff like that, that means that there's some activity is going on and you should be aware. So it was only for one night. So I'm like, let's just get through this night. Whatever it's going to be, let's get through this night. And then we don't have to come back here. And once again, I packed old sheets and stuff like that in my bag. Well, thank God I did, because that room was horrible. The blankets on the bed was hard as a cardboard box. It was so hard and so stiff. The dresser drawers were all messed up. The floors looked like they were just wiped over. When we went into the bathroom, oh my God, it was stains everywhere. Red hair dye. It looked like it was blood stains. I mean, it was horrible. It was horrible. Okay? It was horrible. And that's now the first room that we was put in. It was just the smell of wet carpet was so strong we couldn't stay in there. It smelled so bad like it was mildew. And I said, we can't stay in this room. So when they took us upstairs to the other room, it was the same room we stayed in 3 years ago. Isn't that something? It was the same room we stayed in 3 years ago. And then we were in there and we just could not believe our eyes. It was like, what the heck is what happened to this hotel? It went down tremendously. The bathroom was horrible. Red hair dye all over the place. It looked like somebody used that room for a sexual encounter or maybe drug activity, and they didn't clean that room properly. I'm glad I brought all my things that I needed, Lysol, Clorox, whatever I need to travel with, and clean the areas that I need to have clean so I can take a shower properly in that place. It was horrible. Not to mention, I forgot to mention to you guys that in the hallways, it smelled like weed. In the elevator, it smells like weed. And it's just so much different activity going on in that hotel. And I'm like, wow, this place really changed. So as I went online to look and see of what, if anything has changed, and from what I see, nothing has changed at all, because just from the dates, let me get a current one for you. Just by the dates, one person said if there was no stars, I would leave that. First of all, the room was dirty, floor, sheets, bathroom. Second, we found in the sheets whatever it is in the pictures that God knows what. Third, it had no fire alarm active. Fourth, if you are a single female, please pick another hotel. Find parking is hard, and customers of the hotel are shady. Yes, they are, because they were doing some shady business when we were there the first time. Fifth, we couldn't sleep because of our other guests on the floor yelling and slamming doors at 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning. That is true. We were 3 girls, and we didn't have the courage to leave the room and go ask for clean sheets. We layered our clothes on the bed and slept on them. If it was a cheap hotel, I might have understood, but it was $170 per night. You better sleep in your car. And that's the truth. You better all sleeping in your car, your van, than staying at this hotel. And that was 2 months ago. That was 2 months ago. Now, a month ago, somebody put horrible. I would not recommend this disgrace of a hotel to no one. I was flying from Miami to spend Thanksgiving with my family. Not knowing the area, I decided to stay at this place as it was in the picture. The hotel looked really nice. Well, upon arriving, you have this awful smell and disgusting customer service. When arriving, they informed us our room isn't available yet. So I patiently wait. Moving forward through the day, I arrived later back to my hotel. Once entering my room, I noticed there had been signs of someone in my room. I quickly checked through my bags and noticed that both my watches had been taken. Going downstairs, I talked to the lady behind the counter. She then informed me that she had given my room to someone else somehow or some way. The knowledge that had been written down when I got there stating that the room had been rented to me had magically disappeared. What? Wow, that's crazy. She then informed me that the people that had been in my room were still in the hotel. I had taken pictures of what I had found, a used condom and used blunt paper. I had to call the NYPD officer, which behaved amazing. Thanks to them, I had gotten my possessions back, and after the individuals were not denying that they had never taken it, this could have all been avoided if the management were up to par and did their job efficiently. Yeah, you stay somewhere else because they are really terrible now. Terrible. Now this was 2 weeks ago. I never write reviews, but this is absolutely disgusting. If you love your family and your sanity, do not come here. The staff is rude. The staff is rude. The rooms are absolutely disgusting. No microwave, no water, no coffee maker, no phone, false advertising. The room is small. Paid for 5 people, barely 3 people could stay in the room. The refrigerator wasn't working. Let me tell you, you would never thought I stayed at the same place a couple of years ago. Because when they first built it, it was really nice. It was clean. It wasn't no activity going on or nothing. But 3 years, fast forward to 3 years later, when I went back in 2020, it was horrible. It was horrible. So find somewhere else to stay. If you guys could find, if you coming in from the airport of JFK, you're probably better off staying at the hotels near JFK. All right, because this one is not it, and this is right here on 90. It was right on 95th Street, right around the corner from the train station. Their management is terrible. Even when I was there, it was they had attitudes, and they was doing some like weird transaction with money and stuff. So, but I would have never thought it would have went down that bad when I went back in 2020. So another one from 2 weeks ago said, I would put 0 stars if I could. This is absolutely disgusting. The smell of weed is extremely strong, especially in the elevator. The lobby is disgusting. There's a dirty blanket on the couch. It felt like cardboard. Nothing like pics at all. So don't get fooled like we did. We tried to get a refund after seeing the lobby, but they wouldn't give it to us at all. So we just stayed and hoped our room would get better. It was way worse, actually. When we went inside, I went into the bathroom, and there was blood, and the room was just a disgrace overall. So we asked to obviously get another room. The floors have obviously not been cleaned, and the walls are dirty. The customers that stay on the same floor as us were extremely loud, and it was almost impossible to go to sleep. People are shady, and the workers are rude. I can't believe this place is still up. And that is the God's honest truth. So these people are not lying. They experienced the same thing that I experienced. It's horrible. It is horrible. And I put my pictures up. I put my pictures up when I went. I'm trying to see the photos if I can, because they have photos here of what the hotel looked like when it was first built. And it does not look like that anymore. It does not look like that anymore. So now that I know that you can't even use the breakfast room anymore, that says a lot. That really says a lot. But yeah, but this is the Queens Hotel 95 JFK Airport. So if you are traveling and you see that pop up on Priceline or Expedia or whatever you're using to travel, and you're going to be staying in New York and you want to stay somewhere that's close to like transportation, and you see Hotel 95 Queens JFK Airport, do not stay there. It is horrible. It is horrible. So this is my honest review. This is my experience that I shared with you guys about where I stayed. I've stayed at some decent hotels when when I go to New York. I stay at some decent hotels if I'm not staying with family, but that was horrible. Never again, never again. And when you are traveling, make sure you bring stuff so that you can clean down the toilets or whatever you need to do to make sure your room is sanitary. But some of these rooms don't get cleaned at all. And I always put sheets. I always pack sheets, extra sheets in my luggage, just in case. I need to like throw it over a bed. I always do that. I know it takes up a lot of time packing, but it's for my sanity, and I can't sleep if I'm directly on the sheets of that bed, unless it's maybe a 5-star hotel, and even then I'm doing the same thing. So that's just something with me. But that hotel is horrible. It's horrible. Well, that's my review of that hotel and my experience of what at that hotel. I don't know if you guys that listen to my channel ever experience any hotels when you go to New York, but make sure you do a thorough investigation. If you gotta send one of your friends that you're going to visit or your family member that you're going to visit to that hotel to check it out, make sure you do that, because you can't just go by what they say on the internet. You gotta check it out yourself. You have to, because this hotel is still up on the internet, and it's still showing the rooms of how it used to be when it first opened, and it's nothing like that. And if you'll see my review on there, because I did post pictures and everything about this hotel. So you guys have a great day. That's all I have for right now, and I'll talk to you later.